None of this conversation should be taken as medical advice for you. Before starting or changing any medical or wellness treatment, always consult your GP and medical care team.
And you're very welcome along to another episode of The Dose with your favourite two doses, Paddy and
Belinda.
Jazz hands. Yay,
Yeah.
wonderful.
I'm
Yay,
jazzed
jazz
up
hands.
today, Paddy. Jazzed right up.
What, like, is this like chemically caused? Or what?
Well, kinda.
Oh, for God's sake.
The chemical is because, like, I'm in a good mood because of it. But the sun's out. The sun's out. We got this. Just done my garden.
Weather is amazing. Like, amazing. You were saying you can't wait.
Amazing.
You cannot wait to get out and use your back garden because it's all primed and ready for use.
Yep, and I'll send you some pictures later, Paddy. I'll probably have a G&T in my hand. Actually, no, I'll have a gin and San Pellegrino.
Drink responsibly. That is, yeah, it is that. It is definitely that kind of weather, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
and it's only Tuesday. Is it only Tuesday?
It's only Tuesday. And we're meant to have another week of this, I think, or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's up to Sunday anyway.
Yeah, I'm thinking on Sunday of going out to do the Stairway to Heaven up in Fermanagh.
Oh, I've seen it.
I've done it a couple of times before, and each time I have done it, it has not been sunny. So I've never got the lovely scenic views.
It's supposed to be quite misty up there as a general place anyway, is it?
Yeah, it's not that far from me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, I'd get there in maybe 45 minutes from here.
Oh, wow. How long would it take to get from Sligo all the way down to Tipperary, Paddy?
Oh, it's a long, long way to Tipperary. It's a long way to Tipperary.
And
it's
mute.
a long... No, you can't mute me. I can only mute you.
No.
Love that for me.
4 hours?
What? I was looking at it before when we were looking to meet up, and I thought about coming to where you are and staying there, and it will at some stage, and it was.
Because we have Mahon Falls and we have Tramore and Clonay and we've lovely.
Tramore is not Wexford, Tipperary. Sorry.
Well, it's 20 minutes.
Tramore is
from our
Waterford.
house.
No. You can't claim Tramore. Where can you claim Tramore? I used to go to Tramore. No, you can't. I used to go to Tramore when I was younger on
Everyone
holidays.
in the country did.
Yeah. That was a bit of a drive, I think.
Because we live so near to it, and it wasn't anything to us.
Yeah.
Our parents wouldn't bring us.
And how are you feeling? Like, okay, you've had previous summers in a smaller, lighter body, maybe than a few years ago. Okay.
About 2018, yeah.
Yeah, but like, you're still smaller this summer than, say, you were again last summer. Whereas this is my first summer being... No, I still have blubber, don't get me wrong, but like in a considerably smaller body. Like, I've only had... Because even after Biggest Loser, I had regained a good bit of weight come that summer.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Because it did happen quickly for you, yeah. You must be feeling yourself all over, are you?
Huh?
You must be feeling yourself. That's what we say down here. Feel myself. I feel great.
That is not
I know,
what we say
maybe
up here.
I shouldn't. Yeah.
No, I'm going to get those weird emails again. No, we can't say things like that.
Paddy,
No.
you have to say nothing and you'll get those emails.
No. I am feeling good, if that's what we want.
Yes,
that's what we want to say.
Yeah. I know. I'm feeling lighter mentally and emotionally going into this summer than I have done in a very long time. Even when I was on keto and I lost the weight back then, I still had the food knives. I was still killing myself.
Yes.
But this is completely different.
Do you feel more calmer in your mind?
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
Do you know what? It's the space that I now have in my brain, in my mind, the emotional space I have, because I don't have to wake up every single morning, kill myself over food, kill myself over looking in the wardrobe. I just get up and every single thing I put on me fits me and I'm not tearing and dragging at it. And actually, most things that I have from last summer are gone now because I cleaned out my wardrobe. I have nothing now. Yeah.
Was that a motorbike or a car?
Motorbike.
Lower background effects. Woo! The joys of life. Yeah, no, that's brilliant. That's cool. Like for me, it is like I shared a picture of this maybe a couple of months ago and I bought them, but like off like the O'Neills shorts, like the shorts, and I remember when I did.
Are you a Speedo man as well?
Oh God, no!
Oh,
God,
good.
no. But I bought a pair of the O'Neills shorts, like the Paul Mescal shorts, you know, kind of clinging on to a dream there.
Paul Mescal, does he have a aftershave out?
I don't know.
Is he a rugby player?
What?
Who's Paul Mescal?
Paul Mescal from Stranger People, Normal People. Stranger People.
That's not his fucking name, Paddy.
Normal People. It is Paul Mescal.
Mescal?
Yeah. It is.
Okay.
Okay, wait now.
See, I made you doubt yourself. You're right.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you know I'm right. Paul Mescal.
No, it is Mescal.
Yeah, I know it is. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, continue on.
But anyway, so I bought a pair of these shorts. I remember when I was in buying them, I was like, oh God, what size will I buy? And they were like, they had 30, did they have like waist 38 and waist 36 and stuff like that? And I was like, oh, well, look, sure, I'll buy the 36 and sure, look, it's wishful thinking, but they fucking fit me.
Did they?
Yeah,
nice.
they fucking fit me, so it's brilliant. So like I'm wearing them, I'm like, I feel good when I wear them, more so because they're waist 36 rather than how short they are.
Are they short shorts?
They're short shorts. They are short shorts. Yeah. The thighs get a good air, and
I have a mini skirt again to wear for the weekend.
So
I now have four mini skirts. Have you, Paddy? What colour is yours?
Turquoise.
Mine's mustard, actually, with a zip up the front of it. I can't wait.
Oh God,
I love that for us.
But yeah, no. So I'm looking forward to summer, and you know, it's even things like going out and having a 99 and like getting the flake in it and getting the syrup and not feeling bad about having it. You know,
I just had one with the kids.
Oh, lovely.
Now I had a baby one because I was afraid, in case.
But, side effects.
Yeah,
but
just you mentioning that now.
Yeah.
That was, I came out of the swimming pool at 4:00. We went over, we got the ice cream, and it's now 4:52. Yeah. And I haven't thought about that ice cream since I ate it. Now, if that was a normal...
Yeah.
A normal summer, and I was eating ice cream with the boys, I'd be thinking to myself, I better not eat my dinner. Yeah. Or what am I going to eat for my dinner? Yeah. Or it would spiral me.
Yeah.
And then I would go and I would eat all around me because that one thing would have made me spiral.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I opened the glove box in my car. Goes to show how often I open it. Note, there's no point ever breaking into my car because the glove box contains my old Slimming World weigh-in book from May last year when I rejoined Slimming World. And I opened it and I was like, wow, whoa, I hadn't even thought about this really. Like, I know I've mentioned Slimming World, but I hadn't really thought about it. And I opened the book and like was looking at my weigh-ins and my little metallic stickers. Now, I have to say, I did like the metallic stickers. I did like that. That was like a little bit of, oh yeah, I like
Paddy.
that. Yeah.
I know your type. You would have loved that.
Yeah.
I know your type. You would have shimmied up to the weighing scale, stood on it and shimmied back down again, all the while waiting for the big massive clap at the end of it.
And waiting to be told I'm slimmer off the week, and if I didn't, giving daggers to someone else.
And bringing out the basket of rotten fucking fruit.
And like waiting before I go to stand on the scales, be like, do I have time to go into a piss? I need to get every last drop out before I go and stand on the scales. When actually, it makes no difference. And then it's like, what is the lightest clothes I can wear? Okay, where's those short shorts, that vest, and those shoes that are easiest to get off, like, you know?
Yeah.
So, God, the things, and then go get a big takeaway afterwards.
100%. I used to go in the mornings and not eat from 6 o'clock the day before.
Oh God!
And I wouldn't drink drink water either.
Yeah,
and you were just defeating the whole purpose, like.
Yeah, mine was like it was at 8 or 8:30 on a Saturday morning, I think it was.
Yeah, that's a good time.
Yeah. And I like used to think it set me up for the weekend. Yeah.
You could go all out then on a Saturday, couldn't you?
Oh,
and
then
have it, rein
but
it
it was
in
lovely.
then by.
And you know, and I know, like I was, I was very lucky with the group that I was in terms of the people there. They're lovely, and Charlotte, who was just, I just love Charlotte to bits.
But listen, I have spent the past, I don't know how long, 2 years slating Slimming World and giving out about Slimming World and all the rest of it. And
Yeah, you have.
Sean was saying to me a couple of weeks ago, he said, Belinda, for all the slating you do of Slimming World, he said, you fucking loved it. I had such an amazing group of friends, girlfriends, and the crack. Sometimes you'd wet yourself with the laughing coming out of there. We used to go out for meals. We used to go on walks. We used to have house parties. And
I think that's the thing. If you're in a group that can give you that social element, and this is where I can try and detach from the stuff, the Slimming World stuff versus the people and all that. And I can get it. I definitely get it.
Yeah, totally. And I didn't think about that all the time that I was slating it. But FYI, I'm sure that you know, but Weight Watchers has gone now. Yeah. Oh, it's awful. Do you know?
And is it gone? Is it gone globally, or is it just in America?
Yeah, it's WW International is gone.
So.
And listen, the other day I was talking to my mother about it, and you know what she done? Like you, she pulled out her gold card from Weight Watchers. That would have given her a lifetime free pass because she reached her goal weight, and she holds on to that like a fucking trophy, Paddy.
Yeah. Now I'm looking here. The UK site is still up.
Is it?
Yeah. Because I remember saying this at the time, that they were one of the first kind of groups to get in there and actually bring out a GLP-1 type track. So they were. Which I have to say, I was impressed by, because they were at least
times
trying.
Are changing.
Yeah, they were trying, and that's like a year ago now. So that kind of did impress me. Whereas that don't impress me much. So
this is the third song now. Stop it.
Okay, sorry.
Stop it.
Inner Shania is coming out. I'm coming up. I want the world to know. That's well and truly done coming out. So interesting. The UK Weight Watchers site is still up. So I wonder, is it like Weight Watchers globally, or what is happening? Yeah,
but maybe it's just in the process of bankruptcy. Yeah. I'm sure it didn't get shut down immediately.
So are they going through that process to see if somebody else is going to buy it, maybe?
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe that's because the UK site, I'm looking at the US site and it's still here, and they're still promoting access to weight loss meds and all that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Anyway.
Paddy, let me ask you a question. Mm-hmm. Now that we've been talking about like this summer compared to other summers and stuff, and how different we feel, what would you be able to come up with 5 things that has changed for you since you have lost 100 pounds?
Like positive things, I'm assuming.
Yes, of course. Jesus.
Not like Debbie Downer. Okay, 5.
Think of the listeners. Come on now.
Okay. Sorry, listeners. So 5 things maybe that is better about life since I lost weight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No particular order for the moment. I will go with photographs.
Okay. You do one and then I'll do one.
Right.
I have to get in this as well.
Yeah. So previously I would avoid photographs like the plague. Like, I just did not like when the camera came out and when people were looking for photos, and even then I would never want to see them afterwards because I didn't want to know how bad they were, or how bad. Are you all right making noise there? Or how bad I looked in the photo. But now it's more a case of let's get a photo. Let's do the photo. Let's take the photo. Here's me. Let people see I'm transforming or whatever. And even at the weekend I was at a sten.
Oh yeah, this is a new concept for me.
Sten, a joint stag and hen. And like, even when the camera came out then I was like, oh yeah, yay, photos. So that's a big change, because I definitely anytime before. I love that. Yeah, anytime before when the camera came out, even then it was usually just from like shoulders up type thing, because you can try and elongate your neck to make it look thin, even though I still had a triple chin, it could so photos is the first thing I'll give you that I think I feel better about now. How about you?
I think this is kind of like photographs, so maybe not actually. Just, I always had the habit of trying to make myself small. Trying to
like
make
dieting.
myself small. No, what?
Oh. dieting, like to make yourself small?
in my presence.
Okay, I get you.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
just always kind of not trying not to take over too much space or whatever, or I just feel like I'm walking taller now.
Okay.
And I'm walking straighter, and I have more intention around me as a person.
So, do you think you're not trying to fade into the background as much?
Yes, that's it, yeah. I know, like, people will say, Belinda, you've never faded into the background because of my personality. But that personality probably was because I was trying to overcompensate for my size and my weight and, you know, people pleaser bullshit that comes along with being a bigger person. Yeah.
No, totally. And like this, something we touched on this loosely the other day. Actually, we were talking about how it may come as a big surprise to people, but for folks who don't know me, when I'm in groups of new people or meet new people, I am actually very introverted. In that I don't like being the centre of attention, believe it or not. I do not like spaces where there's groups of people that I do not know, and I literally just want to be like, and this isn't a weight thing, this is just I don't want to be, I just feel uncomfortable, so I am quite introverted. I'd be kind of like an introverted extrovert or whatever you call it, like, whereby my close friends that know me, yes, I'll be a lot more...
Pain in the hole.
Yeah, a pain in the hole for them, a lot more extroverted. But like day-to-day life, if I'm out and about in town, if I'm whatever, I very much just am like, oh God, there's somebody or whatever. Like, now in saying that...
And what do you like in work?
Now that I've relaxed into work, I know people, so, you know, and it's different there. I'm being paid to show up in a particular way to do a particular job. Yeah. So it's different there. But yeah, a lot of people would be surprised that I am very introverted until you get to know me, or until I get relaxed kind of.
And do you feel that's changed at all since you've dropped to like 100 pounds?
No, because I do. Now, maybe it stemmed originally from my weight. I don't know, but I don't feel that has changed. I do think it's a fundamental part of my personality is that I don't like that kind of spotlight on me or anything like that. It just makes me. I just want the ground to open up, like. And like even say at the stand over the weekend, like there was 2 or 3 other people there that I knew, but for the most part I didn't know people. So again, it was that awkward thing of like standing on the outlines and just talking to my friend that I was there with and stuff like that. And that was not a direct link to weight or how I felt I looked or anything like that. It was more so just a case of I'm in an awkward situation. Obviously here, like in our studio, and it's just me and you in the studio.
Together in the studio.
In the studio.
In Dublin.
Together. Yeah.
Studio 2.
In Studio 2 in Donnybrook.
God.
In Montrose, yeah. But yeah. Another one for me, I would say, is clothes. That whole joy of going shopping, and particularly like I was saying before, that thing of particularly when clothes are fitting me that I did not expect to fit me yet. So no more than 2 weeks ago when I bought the Calvin Klein top that I was saving for the summer, and then like, oh sure, I'll try it on, and I'm like, oh, it fits me. Oh my God. So I think more access to more clothes, because there's whole issues with larger size clothes, and it's such an area of kind of retail and day-to-day life that I think, you know, you almost have to put up with what's made for you as opposed to having great selections of clothes when you're a larger person, and that's a shame.
And that's what we've had to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Bland, big, something that could be turned into a curtain. And these bloody things that they used to do in Evans's and New Look for the larger sizes was these fucking tops with your shoulders. They're called cold shoulders, and all your shoulder be out, and this. But they only made it in bigger sizes. I don't know why. It used to annoy the crap out of me. Now, I am still a fan of elasticated. So if there's something that has an elasticated waist, I still definitely am a fan of that, because do you know what? That is more comfortable. It's more comfortable.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You're just showing your age now, though.
Yeah, maybe. But so close.
My number 2 would be, I think, maybe food.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have unlearned. I've been trying to unlearn all of the shit that I was taught for all those years in the slimming clubs and diet rooms and all the rest of it. And now I eat predominantly to fuel my body. And I've never done that before. And I've never known about nutrition before. And I've never realised how important it is till now, you know. And I'm just, and I feel sorry for the Belinda of the past 30 years that she never had the opportunity when she was 25 to go and learn all this and have a fucking amazing life with, like, fueling her body and doing all of the things. But fucking hell, the next 25 will be twice as good.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I think like the food side of things, I am definitely enjoying food more, genuinely enjoying food more.
Yeah.
So I am.
My
Like the
tastes
flavors
have
and
changed,
stuff.
though.
Like, yeah, and I know we touched on this before, but like again, I'll go back to like chicken Caesar salad, a diced up chicken Caesar. I just cannot get enough of it. It is like
a load of bacon in it, though, Paddy. A load of it. But you'd have to have the bacon, the chicken, the crouton, and a bit of lettuce on the fork.
Oh yeah. No, definitely. No, chicken Caesar is like one of the most amazing foods. I just cannot get enough of it. I love it.
I know, and I'll eat it from anywhere.
Yeah, another one. I'd say number 3 for me. I'm going to put energy because I feel that I definitely have more energy. Partly because I'm smaller physically, so like I think that's part of it. Movement is easier.
Yeah.
And that's something that really hit home when I did the 5K thing in January, Native Women's Aid. And that last one, when I put like the 40 kilos back on in weight and tried to move then, mother of God.
Yeah.
And even the other day, like I lifted 20 kilos and I was like, this is less than half of what I've lost. And oh my God. So I think those little things, they're actually, you know, if you've never done that, and you're somebody that has lost, say 10, 20, 30, whatever amount of weight, try and find something that is around that weight and hold it or try and attach it to you and just go about for half an hour with it on you till you see the difference. And it is such an eye-opener in terms of...
I don't know if I could lift it, Paddy.
Yeah. Well, you did it in deadlift, did you not, last week or the week before in the gym?
What did I do? Did I do 60?
Yeah,
60
I
kg
think...
in a deadlift. But the dumbbell... the weight I couldn't lift the dumbbell, but I could lift the barbell. Yeah, there's a huge difference, isn't there?
Yeah.
Actually, Sean got 2 really good dumbbells, 10 kg dumbbells, so I can do my RDLs out the back.
Yeah. Cool.
Number 3 for me,
yeah,
I think would be I now have the courage to show up for myself, and I have the courage to show up online. And I have the courage to keep going with GLP-1 Insights by Belinda. And that's something that I've always wanted to do. And there's no stopping me now. None. So
I'm going to say mine, I think, is actually very similar, that I've been for number 4, is along the lines of...
Oh, you're...
I value myself more.
Yes.
And I value protecting my space more. I value saying no to things more if it's the right thing for me.
Yeah.
Like I definitely felt that old Paddy would have said a lot more yeses and given into things because I wanted to keep other people happy, and maybe because I felt other people had greater value than me, and therefore I had a responsibility to do things. Whereas now I'm like, nope, not doing that.
Paddy, when I tell you that the people that are listening to this now will be able to relate to what you've just said on so many goddamn levels that it's actually chilling. Like, I know what people do because I've done it, and you have done it also, you know, and you just stand in your own goddamn space now and take as much of it up as you like.
And like some of this even comes down to like, and this isn't stuff that I don't think I've spoke about before much, because I don't really speak a huge amount about like when brands reach out and stuff like that, because I'm, and yeah, I don't know, I just haven't. But like there's been quite a few times where brands have reached out and they try and take advantage. And I don't think there's anything like, by the way, to weight or anything like that. It's more so just a thing where...
Oh, it's just business.
Yeah, it's business. But there is definitely a bias with some of the brands that have reached out to me. We're trying to have everything in their favour as opposed to in mine. And like initially when I was starting out, I would have been flattered that, oh my God, they want to work with me, or they want to do this, or they want to do that. Yeah. And now I am very much like, well, actually no, we're not, that is not the terms of how this is going to work.
Yeah.
Or, no, that does not fit with my own ethics or my brand or what I know my community would engage with or is right for them. And, you know, that kind of brand respect and self-respect is worth way more than any few quid that any brand might be showing you.
Yeah. But you also have to hold on. You just have to hold on to your brand, hold on to your before and after photographs. Don't let them go. Don't give them to a company that can use them whenever they want. Yeah,
it's definitely given me more confidence. Like, no, that's not right. That's not the right decision. Regardless of what money you're talking about, that is not the right decision. And that's only one tiny example of like.
Yeah, can I just ask you a quick question, just while it's popped into my mind? You know your before and after photographs that you would put up on Instagram. Do you watermark those at all?
I don't know. They were used once actually by a fake company last summer, and this was when I'd lost maybe, I don't know, I'm going to say something like 2 or 3 stone, and I found it in another group, and it was somebody selling fake medications.
Fat loss
in a
tablets
group,
or something stupid.
Something like that. And I reported it to Facebook. They did nothing. And I kept spamming the group, and eventually they took down the post, but then they blocked me. So they did.
That's okay.
They blocked me.
When I had my keto account, can't even remember what it was called. Anyway, I used to watermark mine because mine had been stolen once for slimming tablets or something.
Yeah.
I don't seem to see or hear of that very much anymore.
Yeah.
Are we on number 4?
Because you're on number 4 now.
Yeah, my number 4 was actually something like yours, raising your standards.
Okay,
yeah. Protecting your peace, and walk away from things that don't serve you.
And this, like, brand things aside, I think this also ties in with protecting your space around other people, which can include friends and family at times.
Oh my God.
And that's a tough one for some people, and for a lot of people, for most people actually. But I think, I have definitely have a few different sayings, but I'm like, okay, this might be my circus, but I'm not taking ownership of these monkeys. Or something along those lines, because I'm like,
we would say, not my circus, not my monkeys.
Yeah, but I'm like, sometimes
I'm out of here.
Sometimes if it is your group in whatever particular thing, it might actually be your circus that you can't get away from, but you can make the decision to, do you know what? I'm not getting involved in this. I'm saying no to this, or I'm just not even going to react to it. That's something I've gotten very good at, is not getting sucked into, like, I don't know, the space where the space where other people are at, that it's consuming their head, because I'm like, I'm protecting my mental space, and I'm not getting involved with that, because again, I value myself more, and I'm protecting my mental health. And that I
just find it really sad that we had to go through all of this to now come out the other side saying we value ourselves more because we have lost weight. It doesn't. And I don't like the sound of that.
Is that because, though,
it's not because of the actual weight, is it? It's not the physical weight.
Is it the wanting to be accepted, or wanting to be included, or wanting to be valued in some other roundabout way? Because maybe we felt we weren't because of our weight, or we were. I definitely felt lesser before.
Yeah. Well, I would say yes to that. I would say that I've often felt undervalued and taken advantage of in situations because of my weight. Now, those situations may not have been true. Yeah. Other people may not have, but that's how I felt. And I think with weight loss comes a new energy, comes a new side of your personality maybe that comes out,
Yeah. And this brings me back to, actually, if I can find it now, one of the times from when I was on The Biggest Loser, and one of the clips that I do sometimes share, which I'm going to just see if I can find here and play really quickly for you. But about kind of value and how I used to feel. And I thought that I had gotten rid of this feeling and this sensation, but in reality, actually, I hadn't gotten rid of this. It was still there. And I guess there's part of my mind now is, okay, have I really got rid of this, or am I into this place again where I only think I've got rid of it? Anyway, I'll shut up and I'll play. Hopefully this will play okay now through the thing.
For me, this is probably more important than clothes or anything else. I've written down some of the thoughts that I used to have that would stop me doing things. I can't go out tonight looking like this. As I look too fat and ugly. I feel intimidated around new people, especially guys, as I feel inferior to them. Because of how I look. And because I'm ugly.
I really, really wanted to burn this letter because it summed up everything that held the old Paddy back. All those thoughts that I'd had before about being fat, about being ugly, that I don't need to think them anymore.
Every single person who's been on this journey felt the exact same way. It was just really touching that Paddy had captured that.
Say goodbye to the old you, once and for all.
Yeah, so that's kind of what that just brings back as we were kind of talking. So I can't hear. Are you muted, Belinda? I can't hear you.
Poor Paddy. How old were you there? You sound so different.
I would have been 28, almost 29. Yeah.
You're so young. So young. What do you think what do you feel when you listen to that back?
I get emotional watching that.
Yeah.
I like how genuinely do. It kind of does hit me a bit, so it does. That they're the thoughts that I had. And that's what I'm saying. I don't know if I did get rid of them after Biggest Loser, because I definitely, and this is something we talked about before, so I'm not going to go into too much, but I definitely still put a huge amount of pressure on myself about how I was looking and all that kind of stuff because of social media at that stage.
And also you came away from that thinking you were fixed.
Absolutely. And
nothing was fixed.
Whereas if anything, where I am right now is that I know my health is in a better place, but hey, I'm still fucking broken like the rest of us. There's always going to be part of our lives that can be worked on and made better, and it's not about being fixed.
Yeah, we'll never be fixed.
The thing, it's not about being fixed.
Yeah, this journey isn't.
It's about being healthier.
Yeah,
and feeling more comfortable in my own skin.
Yeah. And can I just interject there and say that that's kind of with my number 5 as well. This is the first weight loss journey I have been on where I've reached this stage of it and weight has very little to do with it anymore.
Yeah.
Like so little.
Yeah.
In my life right now, nothing. Couldn't give a shit if I had never stood on a scales again.
Yeah.
You know, as long as I just keep going and doing what I'm doing. And I'm not just saying that. That's what that's how I actually feel. That's what I actually believe, that I'm actually okay with the way that I'm fueling my body. I'm okay with the exercises that I do. I'm okay with the effort that I'm putting into other parts of my life and that I'm showing up for the people that I love. And weight is literally the last thing on the list.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And I want that for so many other people.
Yeah.
And you know, and that's what you get at the end of this journey. And I'm not at the end of my journey at all, but 2.5 years in, I'm nearing it, maintenance level, you know, and it's just so many people don't know what they can have with this, you know.
Yeah. And I think that's why it's so important, you know, it's interesting, Novo Nordisk have ads out now about, obviously not about medication because you can't promote a medication in Ireland, but in terms of just
mentioning obesity in an ad, talk to your doctor.
Talk to your doctor specifically about obesity. Have a chat with them. It's
amazing.
You know, and whatever that route might be, I say, some people absolutely the right route will be that it's not medicated, that you know there's other options, that it could be psychological support that somebody needs, but you know, but definitely
and
those conversations
sometimes it's all of the above.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So
you know?
that's why it can be very difficult when people ask you about this or that, because it's constantly, and even yesterday I did a Q&A And it so many times comes back to,
Yeah.
I can't answer that because it's so individual to you, your journey, your biology, your medical history, all this kind of stuff. That's why, you need that first conversation, have with your doctor. And
but I remember when I started out, Paddy, comparing every single person that was the same time, the same length journey. Oh my God. And I was obsessed with it, And the only advice I give to everybody at the moment, or that I can say to them, is, especially my subscribers, is this is a really, really long journey. A really long journey.
I didn't wake up overnight 21st stone.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so, and that's why I don't expect to wake up overnight and be like, I don't know, 15 stone or whatever I end up being.
Yeah.
Oh, big ding there. But on my side, my headphones, I just got big ding.
Look, you didn't say dong.
Yeah, that's no big thing. Belinda, no innuendos. I'm going to get weird emails. But
Love that for you.
and then my number 5 then was health.
Yeah.
Just overall health. So like, I know that my overall health wasn't in the worst of places before I started this, in terms of, like, say, my blood results and that kind of stuff. However, even with that, they have improved. And I'm also including in this, like, my mental health, just general day-to-day wellness. And, as we've said so many times, that is the ultimate goal here, is improved health,
And longevity.
Yeah, and that does not necessarily equate to a particular number on a scales, because I would have been that stereotypical, I think, overweight person who actually was relatively healthy based on when you look at my markers, because I would have been quite active. I was in doing CrossFit, I was in doing the gym, all that kind of stuff. But even with all that, I know my body's in a better place than it was.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah. It's nearly a year since I started on Manjaro, like in June 14th of June was it that I started. Yeah.
That'll be 3 years in September.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
That was a quick year for you. This year has flown by, Paddy.
Flown.
Yeah,
I don't know how.
Really?
I don't know how it's like tipping towards week 3 of May. Like, it is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh
But,
my God.
But yeah, so there's some of our, I guess, our 5 positives to come from kind of weight loss or related kind of things, and our over our journey and stuff, which is pretty cool. Yeah.
Because we've both lost nearly 30% of our body weight.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think also as well, what's fair to say is that, people that are starting out this journey and they're not into movement, or they're not into anything like that, sometimes you'll surprise yourself, because when pounds do start to shift and you do start feeling a bit more confident in yourself, and you do start wanting to, or feeling like you can do a bit more, then that itself will just be a natural progression anyway.
Yeah, to inspire you. Like, in fairness, you in the gym. I know you'd been doing some classes, but you hadn't been in the gym lifting weights and all that kind of stuff. And now look at you.
I know.
Yeah.
I've taken a week off, Paddy, and I swear to God,
You're missing it.
I'm gonna be opening my app tonight while I'm lying in bed, seeing if there's a class available in the morning, because I really miss it. I had to do a 5k yesterday, 5k today. I just swam half a kilometre.
Gas.
And I was supposed to be doing nothing.
But that's why, like, with my movement room that I did a couple of weeks ago, like, one of the emails I got afterwards was so nice, from somebody saying that was the first bit of movement they had done in so long, and like, it just gave, and that's exactly why I wanted to try doing something like that, so that it's an opportunity.
Let's just talk about your movement room for just a minute, in case the people, our listeners, don't know what it is.
So the movement room is my idea. It's essentially a home workout that you do live with me in the moment. So you can do it in your room or wherever you want. It doesn't have to be in our room. It could be in the garage. It could be outside, wherever you want to do it. But it is a 30-minute movement session, and I'm intentionally calling it movement, not exercise, and that's really important to me, because exercise can be very scary for people, and some people might think they cannot do exercise, but the majority of people can do some element of movement. So with that in mind, the movement room, it is 30 minutes where we do a gentle warm up. Then we move into movement. With the movements, there is scaled options. So if you can't do a particular thing just yet, we scale it. We show you a different option. If you can't do that, we come up with something else. So like it is something that the majority of people can do, no matter where you're starting from. You do not have to put your camera on. You do not have to put you don't have to put your camera on. You don't have to put your mic on. None of that. So I do not have to see you. It is about you feeling comfortable in your own thing. So like imagine saying that there's a gym you could go to and do a workout and other people don't have to see you. Like,
oh my gosh, that'd be amazing.
So that's something that's what I want, is to give people the flexibility. Now there was a couple of the ladies did put their cameras on and their mics on and wanted the chit chats or stuff like that beforehand.
Oh yeah, but because do you have a chit chat before and after, or did I hear somebody say you did meditation or something?
Oh yeah, so what we did was at the end of the 30 minutes to kind of cool down, I did a short few minute kind of mindfulness breathing piece. And I'm going to focus a bit more on the breathing on the next two ones as well. Just for a few moments, just to bring people to a place of calm and kind of some positive affirmations in that space as well. So just by getting people to close their eyes as we're cooling down and just reinforcing some positive messaging about ourselves. And then after that, we had like, it was meant to be 15 minutes, it was nearly half an hour of like chatting or asking some answering questions for people.
And is there any equipment needed, Paddy?
No equipment needed.
Okay.
No equipment, just yourself.
And there's no level of expertise needed? Nobody needs
nothing.
to be...
I demonstrate everything. I am literally just here in my old bedroom myself and showing them all, just me and my body. And the only thing we used last week was a chair. For people say they couldn't do squats yet, we adapt that and like, hey, just sit down on the chair and stand back up again. So that's actually a good example of something that could be adapted. For something
or even
like
use the back of the chair, so you've got something to balance with.
Or for the people that couldn't do the press ups, we did press ups off the wall, so you're just standing and stuff. So there's loads of things, and that's where it's for me to worry about showing you the things. So
do you always put that up on Instagram and Facebook then when you're going to have the movement room on, and where can people find the link to join it?
Yeah, I'm not great at promoting things. But yes, so literally if you go to ptpaddy.com, that will take you straight to the booking site, so it will. So if you go to ptpaddy.com, that will always show you when the next one is. So you'll always be able to see there when the next bookable one is. So there is one this Saturday, which is the 17th of May, I believe it is. And then there is 2 Saturdays after that as well. So, and look, I don't know how frequently they're going to be, or, I do want to play around with days and times and stuff like that. But it is €6. And I'd say it's just a chance for people to lean in, do some movement in a very safe space, so you don't even have to put your cameras on. Or if it's a case that you want to keep your camera
off, mic
on, or just put your mic on for the little chit chat afterwards, whatever the case might be, you can do all that.
Lovely. That's brilliant. And the thing is as well, Paddy, some of our listeners here at The Dose, they might not necessarily be on Instagram. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So we have to remember that as well. So give out your Instagram handle, because you haven't got it up on your thing here either. I think you should be my manager, Belinda, for this kind of stuff. I'm just not good for I'd love to. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, so
it's only because I'm bossy. Go on.
Yeah, so my Instagram handle is at a dose of Paddy. You can also find me on TikTok at the same, although TikTok's been a bit odd because I changed my name and it's not reflecting the name change. But yet, if you go to what the new name should be, i.e. TikTok/dose, it still takes you to what it should be. So I don't know, there's something weird going on with TikTok. But anyway, if you're on Instagram or TikTok and you look up a dose of Paddy, you will find me. So you will.
Excellent.
And Belinda, whilst we're talking about mine, what about you? Because you also have your subscribers group, and you recently changed your name as well on Instagram and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I used to be Ozempic Insights, but I changed to GLP-1 Insights because Ozempic is a brand.
Yeah.
It's so I kind of at that.
And also, you're not on Ozempic anymore.
I'm not either, exactly.
No, it's
but
a bit more of a broader
GLP-1, yeah. And my email address is GLP1 GLP 1.0 insights, GLP 1.0 insights at gmail.com. I had to change that as well because, you know.
Yeah.
But you can find me on Instagram with GLP-1 Insights, and on Facebook you can't find me because I have a private secret subscribers group. I have, I think, nearly 100 ladies in there now, and it's a monthly subscription. It's €5 a month. I answer questions on there every single morning and every single evening. And I was supposed to start lives last week, but I didn't. I did a few videos instead. But yeah, I honestly don't think the girls, my subscribers, they don't realise how much I get out of that as well. It's like my little cocoon, my little safe space, and I love being in there, and I mean, just the messages that I get from girls. And I honestly think, Paddy, that we need to do something like a really, really good meetup.
Oh, Belinda, how many times have we spoke about this?
I know, we really do.
Belinda, I'm just after thinking of something.
Go on.
That we didn't do. You know, people, if you email us, we are shit at getting back to emails.
We never checked the dose email. Is there emails there?
So it's not that, but we did have a reach out from the folks at the Bariatric Bash. So stay tuned. We will follow up on that. And if you're listening, folks, we will be in touch. So I forgot talking about meetups. But yes, in relation to like the dose kind of meetup or whatever, absolutely, there's something that we would love to do, whatever that might look like. It'd be interesting, to find
if
where in
people
Ireland.
would be interested.
Yeah, and if they're interested.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be.
Should we throw that up on our Instagrams, Paddy, and see if people would actually be interested? I'll certainly put it into my subscriber girls.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. Like if we got a wee group of people to. I definitely have ideas for what we could do for a day, but then it comes down to trying to find a venue and this kind of
availability
stuff,
for everyone and stuff.
Yeah, like you never get dates.
Yeah, but you give people enough.
If you build it, they will come.
Notice.
Yeah,
if you build it, they will come. Just give them a lot of notice.
Exactly. But yes, we will definitely get a meetup. So we will. What was I going to say there actually? Oh yes, I saw something on Instagram that caught my eye that I think you saw as well because you liked it, whether you know you liked it or not.
Did I like it?
But I'm going to play it, okay? And hopefully this will play it through for us to hear again.
Confirmed weight loss jabs also seem to have an effect on alcohol intake. Researchers in Ireland found that Ozempic and other similar jabs reduced alcohol consumption in obese people by around 2/3. An earlier American study saw the amount people drank in one day reduced by almost half.
That is
amazing.
Isn't that mad? That
I've been saying it for 2 years, Paddy.
Oh, totally. No, I know. And I'd be the same. I would never be
a drinker
No,
anyway,
I'm not a big drinker. But even still, I can see an impact. Even at the Sten, for example, up in Belfast at the weekend, I had 4 drinks for the entire day in 12 hours.
Is that your norm, though?
No. I definitely would have had more before. I would have. Yeah, I would have had more before. Particularly when we look at cocktails and shots and stuff like that. But I just had zero interest. And I would have been just as happy with a diluting orange as I would have been with a cocktail or something like that,
My max now is probably about 4 drinks. And I absolutely cannot drink wine.
Yeah, that's right.
Cannot drink wine anymore.
Yeah.
And I was the queen of red wine, Paddy. I knew exactly where wines came from. I knew what notes they had. I knew what food to put with them. And now I cannot fucking tolerate it. Kills me.
It's gas. But so I thought just that was an interesting.
That's it's brilliant.
Yeah. Now it is something that I know Johan Hari, pronounce that right?
Yeah.
Touched on in his book as well, in relation to,
Hari.
And even since some of the anecdotal stuff that's come out is that they're looking to see could this medication be used for things to help with addictions, for things like drinking drugs and stuff like that. It's interesting. It's really, really interesting to see, and I'm curious to see what that kind of ongoing trial and info and stuff will bring. But that'd be brilliant. In America, GLP-1s are approved for sleep apnea specifically.
That's right.
So aside from obesity, for sleep apnea, and I think. Is it that they were also going to the FDA in America to look for approval for back pain specifically as well, caused by obesity?
Well, you know what's going on with me at the moment.
Yeah.
My back. I'm hoping that I'm going to go in. They're going to give me my last MRI, and they're going to say, "Belle, you've lost nearly 6.5 stone. Your disc has gone back in again. That's amazing." And I'll be living proof. So if anybody is listening and they have any rosary beads, could you please do an old link around the rosary bead for me?
Now, what for people that are listening from outside Ireland and don't know what rosary beads are?
Oh, what are they? So how do you tell them?
They're bit of string with some holy beads on them. Holy beads on them.
And you say, is it 10 Our Fathers?
I hear you're asking the wrong person there.
I don't know. If my mother-in-law heard me talking like that, oh my God.
Did I ever tell you about the time I was at my uncle's funeral, and we were sitting in the room the morning of his burial, and it was me and my cousins and all this. This is such an Irish story.
20 decades of the rosary before you left the house.
Literally, the rosary started in the room, right? I thought the priest was going to say the rosary, right? No. They bounced down that room from like cousin to cousin or whoever was there to say a decade of the rosary. And I was trying to count.
I didn't. I've been in that situation. I didn't say it.
No. I was trying to count how many people is there till it gets to me, because I do not know the words. And then my sister still says this to me, that she started breaking her whole laughing because I started hyperventilating, or whatever you call it, because I was like, oh my God, they're going to come to me. I don't know the words. I literally was sitting there thinking, can I Google the words to the rosary whilst I'm sitting in the room waiting for it to come to me? I am
with
not
the dead man.
I am not even joking. I am serious. It stopped at the person before me.
Your uncle. Was it your uncle?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was looking down on you.
Yeah. And he would have found that funny. He definitely would have found that funny. But I was like, so my lesson learned is that at an Irish funeral, I am never going in when they're saying the rosary.
Just sit by the door. I'm not sure. The last one I was at, Lord have mercy on him now, Sean's uncle, Paddy.
Yeah.
He passed away in America. They brought him home. They brought him into the sitting room in Sean's mum's house. And like that, Paddy, everybody was saying the rosary. And I was looking at my sister-in-law, Alice, going,
yeah,
don't come to me. Do not ask me. I know nothing.
Yeah.
I can mumble.
Yeah. But so that was
lesson learned.
Lesson learned.
Yeah.
So Belinda, where are we at the moment? So are you still on 15 milligram? You're on 15 milligram.
Yeah. About 3 weeks ago, I dabbled with 15 milligram. I got horrendous side effects of flatulence, burping. Do the sound effects.
I can't do a sound effect for a burp.
I was running away from myself. The egg smell,
sulfur
smell.
Yeah.
Oh, it was horrendous. My mouth was so dry. I was getting an icky stomach. And then I thought to myself, that's it. I'm going down to 12.5. I've been on 12.5 for 2 weeks. And then, of course, the other day, I thought, that's great. I'll go back up now to 15, sure. See what the crack is. No, sure, I've had diarrhea with days, like.
Okay.
Yeah, and so, my suppression is, we spoke about this as well, Paddy, my suppression is way too
high for you. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not feeling like I can get enough nutrients, calories into me to sustain sustainable health.
And this is why, again, when people do ask me, like I did a Q&A yesterday, the day before, and I got loads of questions on Instagram, actually. Loads of questions.
Did. Yeah.
I went through and answered them all, but again, a lot of them were about, this or that. And like, it's so important that if you're feeling that actually I can't eat enough, go and talk to your prescriber. Tell them this and work with them to see, is this the right dose or what is the right approach for me? Please don't be going to like random places. Go talk to your prescriber. They should always be your go-to. But that is definitely a cue. If you're like, I'm struggling to actually get food in, and not just like say a few days, but actually for a prolonged period of time, you absolutely need to make sure that you're nourishing your body the right way. You know, you have to. But yeah, and funnily enough, Belinda, like I've been on 15 for quite a while.
I know you have. I was just going to ask you, what's your crack now? Like
I've been on 15 a good while, and I am finding over the last, I'd say 3 to 4 weeks, that my appetite it feels very suppressed as well, like very suppressed as well. So I'm kind of thinking I might review and be like, actually, do you know what? Might moving back down to 12.5 or something be a right call there to see how that works for me. But again, we'll see what the advice is and what to go with.
100% going down to 12.5. I'm ordering my new prescription anyway tomorrow, so I'll have a chat to him about that as well.
Yeah,
prescriber.
but it is. It's an interesting one, but that's why it's such a hard thing when people ask you. First of all, you can't give medical advice, but when people do ask you, "Oh, what's your thoughts on this and thoughts on that?" It's like, my journey is going to be different to yours. Your body could react differently to this, and again, there's a huge amount of people that don't even get near 15 because they don't need to. You know, like there's a huge amount of people.
I don't think I'll ever need to.
Yeah, like I saw recently people that just were on the starting dose or the second dose and have been on it for months, and it's working perfect for them. It's and this is why it's so important that it's unique, it's individual. That's why you work. Yeah, and that's why you work with your kind of prescriber as opposed to be comparing yourself to other people, kind of online and so. One of the things that come up interesting though, I had spoke about, pausing the medication before my surgery, and somebody had asked why did I need to come off Mounjaro before I went under general anaesthetic, and I was saying give a bit of the reasons about it and how I had conversations with the anaesthetist and stuff like that so that they could gauge how soon did I need to come off it beforehand, yada yada. And someone replied back to me saying, I wish I knew this last June. I was put asleep for a procedure. When I went to go home, blood pressure completely dropped and was very sick, vomiting. Ended up in A&E the following week. Isn't that mad?
Bloody hell.
Yeah, and this is why, it's so important to keep your medical team on any kind of thing that's happening or stuff like that. Because even something anecdotally, now I would zero medical evidence for this, but we were talking about was I had a bit of a stomach bug or something like a week and a half ago. And
now this isn't medical advice. This is just.
Oh yeah, no. All I'm saying is that I had it on a Friday evening, so it was like the day before he's due to take my next dose. I had a sandwich before I went to bed, and I'm convinced this was the stem of it. And I woke up that Saturday morning with such horrible cramps and everything, and all kind of stuff. And that stayed with me for a week. And then that got me thinking, my God, I wonder, does the slowed down digestive emptying, does that slow down then maybe that potential bad food that I ate from emptying my stomach? Now, I know that it won't impact my immune system and the response of my immune system to try and fight back. And I don't have an answer to this. It's purely just a thought. So if there's any doctors listening, hello
Let us
at
know.
thedose.ie. Would love to know. Is that a possibility that if you have something that is caused by, say, bad food or something like that, could the effects of that last longer? Yeah, could it take longer to get out of your system because you're on a GLP-1? I don't know.
Well, you would presume, wouldn't you?
Well,
you drew the conclusion that it would, and I would go in that direction as well. Definitely.
But yeah, I'd love to. Actually, it's something I might ask. Actually the doctor next time. I might ask them that actually because it'll be interesting.
Mick.
Yeah.
Mick could tell you.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dr. Crotty.
Dr. Crotty. We love Dr. Crotty.
We do.
But yeah.
My best weight.
Yeah, and we've no affiliation. Again, we need to. I know. I think it's important because we're not patients of them, anything like that.
At all.
Nothing.
No.
It's just we love the work that they're doing, the advocacy and stuff like that, and we say it time and time again.
Yeah, and I think that's why we love them. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I was speaking to somebody from my operation team thing.
Yeah.
Not transfer. And they were saying that the anaesthetist thinks maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, and then she mentioned something because essentially I'll be lying on my front when I have my operation because they're operating on my back. That my stomach will have to be completely and utterly empty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. I can't
so
eat
how
for
are you
24 hours before. Yeah.
But will that be enough time for it to be empty?
I'll have to stop the medication sooner, I think.
That's interesting.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I never even thought about that the last time I went in for that exact operation. In fact, I had no thoughts at all. Going into that operation. And I was so happy in my ignorance, and it was just bliss. But now it's all I think about because I know what's going on. So
Yeah.
that's why we're saying a
Yes.
prayer indicative of the rosary. So for
Yeah,
Belinda,
with,
she
with
just
the
needs an
holy
operation.
rosary beads.
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
holy rosary beads.
Somewhere.
Yeah, okay. Oh, lovely.
Anyway,
Belinda,
is there anything else now, Paddy? I don't think there's anything else, and I'm
No.
just looking outside to see the sun out.
You want to get out in the sun?
Yeah, it's still out. I can't wait to get out to my back garden.
All right, okay. Well, Belinda, have a wonderful... Next week, actually, we will have an interview with Carl O'Rourke, the uneducated
so
PT.
looking.
Yes, we'll be having the chats, finding out a bit about Carl, his thoughts as a personal trainer on weight loss medications, and a few other bits and pieces as well.
Such an interesting chap.
Yeah, and I think, personal trainers are a funny old bag. Some can be very against, some can be very pro, some can be very use it to their own financial benefit.
Oh my goodness, don't get me started on that.
As we've seen in our favourite person in England, on their team once anymore. Yeah. And folks, again, actually, I am going to say this, right? If you're seeing a personal trainer online telling you to mess with doses, to mess with pens, to that you're being tricked by a doctor or please, for the love of God, do not
listen.
be listening. Don't be listening to them. They're not a doctor.
Yeah.
They're not a qualified professional that should be talking about this medication. And
So, if any of those personal trainers online are telling you to mess with your medication, that is a massive red flag, and you should run in the other direction immediately.
particularly when they're then tagging it with, oh, by the way, I have an app that has a GLP-1 track on it if you want to buy it or get it or whatever, download it. So
We've
there's
a lot of work to do, Paddy.
There's ulterior motives there.
Yeah.
Oh God! I could go on a whole rant there, but I won't. But anyway, look at Belinda. Have a lovely, wonderful week ahead. I hope that your back garden gets loads of sun.
It will. I have to go, Paddy. The sun's setting. I have to go. Paddy, have a brilliant week. I'll speak to you soon.
Alrighty.
Bye.
Bye.
None of this conversation should be taken as medical advice for you. Before starting or changing any medical or wellness treatment, always consult your GP and medical care team.